Peace. Good evening. I'd like to welcome you back to another edition of the Foul Playland. And as always, I'm your foul player. I want to thank you guys again for coming on while I'm airing myself out. I haven't been able to come on lately because I had a lot of stuff going on. I was supposed to do something. Eventually, I didn't. But I had like mad shit to catch up on. I put a video earlier regarding like some of the food chain like stuff that I always worry about. and the stuff that I talk about as far as like why you should try to like bag like food or water and whatnot. Cause I know like y'all have probably peeped it where y'all live, and I'm here in New Jersey, United States of America. But I've seen it here a few times. I mean, like in the last like year, so pandemic era, if you will. So and today, like to see it like with water, I mean, it wasn't terrifying because I'm okay, but I was kind of running low on water anyway because I have like a lot of animals, like cats. I got a dog. I just copped a dog this summer. Um, this is my first like puppy, and he's a pain in the ass. A lot of work, but I give them like the cheap water, like my cats and my dog, and then I use the like Poland Spring or the name brand shit for like my family up here. But I was kind of running low on like the ones that I like where I have to go into like my stash, if you will. And I didn't have any of the cheap shit that I give the cats and the dogs. But I was just catching up with a lot of shit, and who knows. I'm gonna go full screen though, so I can't see the comments for a little while. But I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend, and happy new year if we haven't spoken since. The I think I did come on after New Year's, I forgot. But um if I didn't wish you then, I mean, I hope you guys, whoever you are, whether you love me or have love for me, or a genuine hater of me, which there's a couple running around to and fro. When I say couple, I say namely two. But regardless though, even those bozos, I wish you nothing but success and um a really happy new year. But and grab 2020 by the throat and squeeze it until it's on his knees. And I wish much success to anybody. I don't like to say, oh, I hope you guys stay blessed, because then God forbid you don't get blessed or you're fucked, fiscally or whatever have you, health wise. Then you think God has it out for you, or the gods have it out for you. We're just regular jackasses roaming a ball of earth and water. But you know, entering a new year, so I mean that's always an event in itself. I've been running around a lot though. Damn, if you guys can hear me, let me know if 'cause I messed around and I don't know if I muted myself on the actual computer. But regardless though, I mean like one good boxing thing that happened, I mean just applicable to the sport, is and I'm probably gonna air some other shit out. I mean like about how I'm feeling about certain things, but just so I don't start off on like BS, like I wanted to talk some boxing matters first. We did enter the new year with a pay-per-view. I bitched and moaned about the pay-per-view. In spite of the fact that it was a cheaper pay-per-view. Cheaper is $40. $40 is not cheap for anybody. If you're willing to throw away $40, like a lot of people online are very gun-ho about throwing things away for fruitless causes. I mean, I'm not gonna say, go do what you will. I mean, you can go do what you will, technically, but I'm gonna make fun of you along the way. You know, but anyway, um, you had kind of like this weird event, like Luis Ortiz fighting Charles Martin on New Year's Day. Um, I didn't watch the whole card. I did watch that Cuban cat. I think I don't forget his name, Frank some shit fight. That Christian Hammer guy. And I've seen that guy fight, like that I remember. Like I mean, like maybe I've seen him pre-accident, but I've seen him fight twice, and neither time, I mean, like even though it's heavyweights, like just to not get knocked out at the heavyweight division, like that Cuban cat does. I mean, it's impressive to a degree, and I don't even know his name, like, but I did hear other people say that it was kind of like boring But I think sometimes like that's kind of like thrown like kind of like as an easy diss, but he is kind of boring. But the fact that he's kind of like doing it in heavyweight, and he is taking some shots like along the way, like while he fights. You know, he hasn't got put down. Now, like I don't know if anybody's gonna race to fight that dude because he could do that shit as far as like move around the ring for 12 rounds easy, and they probably won't be able to catch up to him. Um, and I think if a like world class heavyweight fought him, like it'd be a super risk because he could just do a little bit of work and evade you. They have to be thinking that. I think if they played their cards right, anybody could get got. But they probably won't race towards fighting him because they probably won't be able to get a knockout or who knows. I don't know. But he is kind of boring though. Like long of it, or the long and short of it is that he is kind of boring. Um, the King Kong Ortiz fight with Charles Martin, I kind of thought that was a good fight, and overall, that was a good card. From what people tell me, like especially the fights before Cuban Homeboy, like that they were okay too or good, but still not worth $40. Bro. It's not worth $5. You know, if you think the zone is G'ing you on like like I don't know what the zone charges now, but say it's like I think it's $20. If I had to guess, it's $20. But you know, then what's a card like last week charging you $40, that's like 2 months of like the zone. And I don't think the zone is worth $1, but I don't think fights are worth $1 either because I mean I could bag them for free. Period. And I mean these boxers ain't winning over hearts, and I pick them off as I go. Thus is the case with this card last week, which I ended up paying the $39.99 because I wanted to bring in the new year on a new note. Psych. No, I streamed it from my phone and watched it. It had that little stupid sidebar thing, but good enough. I watched that fight. It was a good fight too. Martin ended up knocking out Ortiz twice, but not for nothing. The rounds that Martin knocked down Ortiz, they were sort of flash knockdowns, like but I think I don't know. I can't call it like because Luis kind of like slumped, like when he gets not when he got knocked down those times, like and that like lose control of his legs type shit, and he did that both times. And one of the knockdowns he came back and he wasn't looking right for a little while. So I mean, even though they were flash knockdowns, yeah, but I think he did get hurt both those times that he got knocked down by Martin. But Martin was fighting the way I expected him to. And not for nothing, Martin was following his game plan. If he ended up getting success, I mean, even though I think that Ortiz in the rounds that he got knocked down in, he was sort of winning a lot some of those rounds, or but overall it had to feel like even with the knockdowns and maybe without the knockdowns, that Martin was kind of like in the driver's seat. And then Ortiz comes Ortiz has really, like, as far as hand speed goes, like for this division, I mean, he's not like constantly doing that. He doesn't waste his shots, but he has really good hand speed amongst the people that he's in and around. And he does it in small spurts. I mean, but when he does it in small spurts, it hurts. It has an effect on like whoever's in front of him. They get timid or they get a little gun shy, or and Charles Martin like fights in a timid fashion, like, and he was doing that in this fight, but it works for Charles Martin because he sneak attacks a lot of times. Like he'll let you chase him, and then he'll come with like little flurries out of nowhere. And I thought since Martin was looking good in his last couple fights that maybe he would take this, he would win the day. But and because I like Luis Ortiz hasn't really been in there like that. But give it up Luis Ortiz, I mean, like at 42 years old, supposedly, you know, very resounding win. I mean, the heavyweight division is at a crossroads right now. I mean, even the biggest fight, like Fury and Usyk, it probably won't be like the craziest like event. I don't think people, you got like two white stars like contending against each other. More likely than not in Europe, maybe if a surprise city wants to host a fight by giving them the bag in a major way, then maybe it's an event because of that, because somebody's willing to overpay, not overpay, but pay them like super handsomely, like where they both walk away with like 100 million or more. Um, like then yeah, it's a big event in that certain sense, but it's not like a stop the world event, even though it's for unification, like at heavyweight, and I want to see it, but I don't think like that casuals are gonna like pile in for that fight. But right now, like the biggest guys, like the outside of Usyk and Fury, are kind of like all humbled. Like the biggest ticket sellers, if you will, at heavyweight. Wilder humbled. AJ humbled twice, two different people. Um, so Luis Ortiz beating Charles Martin, like I mean, like, and puts him in line like for a belt, likely. But I mean, he climbs a rung while other people are kind of like just sitting around, like while other people are just coming off of losses. So yeah, I mean, like I don't think that anybody's gonna be compelled to fight him, like, which kind of sucks, But like, I don't see like Anthony Joshua, like if he doesn't fight Usyk again, like trying to take on an Ortiz, or I don't see Fury like while he's waiting around like for a fight, like to give Ortiz a chance, like to try to prove something. Like I don't think that's gonna happen, like but a fight with Ortiz like next, and that might be his last time out. Like I mean, like it could be like his going away fight. Like I mean, as far as like a market goes, like would part three versus him and Wilder be a big money item? I think some people would pay for it. I wouldn't. I mean, like it's probably like a 300, 400,000 pay-per-view, maybe. It's okay. I mean, the fact that it's like a part three maybe would give it some commercial appeal, but who the hell knows? Like, I mean, like, it's more of a sign that the division's kind of like shot. Like, after like Usyk and or Fury, like, comes out on top. I mean, like, what then? You know what I'm saying? Like, in almost I don't know how old Usyk is, but he seems to be like the most talented at the division now. Like, it wouldn't give you like a hiccup down the line. So maybe it would be good if he comes out on at the top of this heavyweight, as far as holding all the belts. But right now, like the division kind of lagging, we already know what it is. Like these guys ain't gonna fight like many times throughout the year. There's nothing lined up really at heavyweight soon. Like no announced dates, if I remember correctly. So I mean, the division's just at a real laggy standstill kind of place. Like and like in those instances, or in instances like the ones we're living in now, like could you see somebody rushing in like for a Luis Ortiz fight? And I don't even know when Luis Ortiz fought before this fight, so I don't know. But I give him mad props though, because I thought he was gonna lose. I thought Martin was gonna beat him, and I thought Martin was showing it, in the ring. Now I don't want to say that um, Luis Ortiz may have maybe he did lose a step like in the ring, like this last time out. I mean, it was nothing like discernible, like oh shit, like um, like that's why he was losing to Martin, or that's why he got knocked down by Martin twice. Like no, I think Martin like is a improved fighter. Um, one of the most improved, like probably at heavyweight. So that's why I thought, like, he was gonna beat Luis Ortiz. It wasn't like because maybe I did anticipate Luis Ortiz coming in a step slower, but he fought about like what I anticipated Luis Ortiz to fight about, and I didn't anticipate him winning, but he did. So I mean, like, much props to him that coming in with the late victory or with the victory after being down, if you will. As far as like 2022 goes, like, I usually get I don't want to sound corny, like not emotional, but I really try to put things into focus, like um early on in the year, like, and I mean, I may seem like brunt a lot of times, or I don't feel like I am that way, like, a lot of times, and like I don't. It's not like people are telling me that I'm brunt or like all the time. I think a lot of people like believe it or not, like I mean, like, even though I don't deal with like tons of people, but I'm very forward, like if you will, like but it's not like but I'm very forward in the sense that I don't like say shit like in a blurty sense, like I'm pretty sure it has happened. But I don't say shit like in a blurty sense, like or like just off the cuff or just for the sense of saying something. Um, I usually am very brunt, but it's because I don't like. I have a very high bullshitometer, or a very even like I don't know, maybe even now like that a new year has come, and the fact that every day we're getting older, and I like tons of people like that I know have died like in the last couple years, like from God knows what, like all tons of stuff, like all kinds of reasons, but when I speak the way I do, a lot of times it's not like to try to get shine or on anybody, or like to try to shit on anybody. It's like because I mean, like, so, frankly, like at the end of the day, we have like little time to waste, you know, um, while we walk around this rock that floats throughout space. You know, now do you want to spend like hours, days, weeks, months, years fronting on yourself, like you know, being around somebody you may not necessarily like, or being in a position that you're opposed to, but you just sit through it and eat it, you may choose to do that. I mean, everybody has a right to do whatever they want, but I mean, if I see BS, like, I call it. And honestly, too, like, I like to talk about tons of things, everything, really. Like, but I don't like to talk about a bunch of shit, like, just for the sake of hearing my own breath, or um just for casual conversations. Like, no, I like to get to the crux of issues instantly. Like, I mean, if I could, but I mean, like, you know, try to beat around the bush at some points, but there's certain things that you just gotta bucket and say what you feel. Like, another thing too, like, I'm not in people's business like that. Like, a lot of the stuff that I've known, like, that I talk about here, like, um it's stuff that I hear along the way at times, but like it, like, and like, better believe that I've been hearing a lot of like crap lately, especially, and I think it's because of the way I've been talking lately. But a lot of people, like, nobody has told me like, oh, chill, like, um, don't speak the way you speak. A lot of people like say like stuff like, I'm glad you're like saying it, or like, you know, um, I'm done with this crap, like, and it's not like that. It was even my intention, because like, honestly, a lot of the shit that was happening, like, even the stuff that I spoke upon, I only spoke upon because I was hearing somebody else like mention it, but like I didn't know the grim and gory of a lot of things that were happening on these YouTube streets. Like, it's not, not that it's not my business solely, but it's not like I actively go out and looking for information like that. Like, excuse me. But you know, a lot of people like that I talk to, after I made a lot of content like that I made recently, like have kind of like told me like some things like behind the scenes, like I'm not gonna mention what, but it was well, I'm not gonna mention everything. I mean, but it was more along the lines of like stupidity that was happening that I wasn't like zero aware of, and I have to like now like knowing what I know like about like a lot of stuff that was happening behind the scenes and on YouTube boxing, like you know like it's kind of like I'm at a little bit of a crossroads in a sense, like as to like what I should you know refrain from talking about, like but at the end of the day, bro, like me personally, bro, like even that cornball, like Iron Will, like Shelton, like all them cats, like honestly, like I think those are the only two dudes that really have like an issue with me. Period. At the end of the day, like like all them other cats, like I mean, like just because like those cats are standing amongst you, and I'm airing like those cats out, like it's not an issue with all those cats, even though like the stuff that I found out recently, I don't agree with that shit one iota. Hells no. Like I'm telling people to be cheapskates, like out here, like in these YouTube streets, or in the fucking real streets, in life streets, fucking main any town USA. Like I'm telling people to be cheap, like um, and to try to like save what you have or invest in what you have or invest what you have, and people over here like obligating you to do shit like to give money. Hells no, bro. I don't agree with that one bit. That's corny, very corny. They ain't no way like to validate it. Like, and the thing is too, like I went to like that moron's like channel, like because like ultimately like my like main major issue with like Willie Boy like is the whole fact like that like you make up shit, like lie about me type shit. Like anybody who would like come like this me after the fact, but I don't even got an issue with dudes. Like you could come. I think today is January 3rd or 4th. Come January 4th and like make a video like dissing me, some random asshole. Like who cares? Like at the end of the day, it'd probably be coming out of left field, like or somebody I don't know. Again, like I only have an issue with like one person really, but you know but the main thing is like that homeboy like just make shit up like about me, like like as far as like backing down, come on, bro, like I'm a real like person, like like I don't really be blowing up this channel like on a personal level, like like telling all my friends like I'm here, like I have some friends that watch this shit, you know um but you're telling like me that I'm running around here like fronting like in a real life situation, like like that's not acceptable, period. Like like that's like legit, like like playing me, like, you know what I'm saying, like so I wouldn't speak on like Duke at all, but or if he let it rock, like I wouldn't speak on that Herb at all. But the fact that you like not only like you continue to speak on me, like but you like run with the same like bullshit like that you've been lying on like for like over a year. That's unacceptable, but it's not a big deal. At the end of the day, like it ain't that kind of party because that dude's a cornball, big time. But at the end of the day, that dude's like a demon too. The principal one, Willie Boy, like, you know, he's a demon. Like those kind of people, whether they be like female, man, like they're just like very spicy, salty, corrosive. You know, the other guy, Mr. Shelton, I mean, I consider him more like a bum. Like I could see him like shopping with like those motorized shopping carts, like, you know, probably eats like grilled cheese and shit like that. Like he doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But you know, that other cat though, I mean, like, you know, my major issue is like the whole like inventing stuff. Like when it comes to me, like you can make 1,000 videos about me, like as long as you don't lie on me, like, you know, with a situation like that. Like, you know, if you lied and said something like completely different, but like copping a plea or making it seem like I ain't want an issue with somebody, come on, bro. And like a dude like King Louis, like seriously. And I have like legit proof, like me reaching out to those dudes, like, you know, texting them nasty stuff, and them dudes like never like told me like, you know, go fuck off, or and you know, it wasn't even a problem back then. Just trying to see what's up, you know, but I don't have an issue with like whole groups of people here online, but um even though I did mention like the whole fact that like people were paying dues, that was just me covering a video. Like it's in its entirety. And I was basically saying I ain't hear like really shit about that. Like, but I could see him doing that, like Willie Boy, but I was more along the lines of just covering everything I heard in the video. But now I know for sure like that dudes are like paying dudes, like, and that shit is whack as fuck, bro. Like, you know, I could only laugh. Cause like you gotta be like real corny, like really, really corny to be doing no shit like that. And like the thing is too, like, you know, if they were trying to keep that shit on the hush, I mean, like Willie, I am ill will, like didn't do himself any favors because he's like blowing it up. You know how much I support, like, and send my donations, and it comes right back to me. I get that blessing back. I get that blessing back. Like, you know, because I went on his last video and trolled him, like, and I was making fun of his like his outfit. He had a piece of hair on me, and dissing him and shit before he blocked me, because I think he had like a new channel and like he hasn't blocked me yet. Let me see. BFTV. Yo, what up, BFTV? How you doing, man? Yeah, and shout out to you, BFTV, bro. Like, you're, I hope this is the real BFTV. The but you know, you're always one of my favorites, bro. Still listen to you in the cut too, though. The but as far as homeboy goes, like, you know, the like, to me, like, you know, the fact that those cats like roll around him like that, and like, you know, he's kind of like volleying at me, like, you know, making shit up and like keeps running with it. I mean, like at the end of the day, it seems like somebody who's like the biggest like cheerleader for them, or like that reps it the most, like, you know, online, is like taking shots at me. So what the hell am I to do? Like, am I supposed to like lie down and like fucking say like, oh, you know, that like just because I'm cool with cats over there, or just because it's deep like online, like I gotta lie down? Hell's no. Or just because I see like how corrosive like homeboy is. Every time he has a problem with somebody, it's like always mad corrosive, like sharing pictures online, or I don't know what else he did. He did something else really corny, but and it's always against brothers, and it's always against people like, or not always, but I've seen him do it to really cool people, people that I thought were really, really cool, people that are still over there, you know, that are really cool. Like practically everybody over there is like cool with me, and I'm cool with them. Like I got no issue, you know. But at the end of the day, you know, Son is a problem, and Son is a problem for me. Like, what am I to do? Like just let him run around. And I don't know who he's like told that shit to. And like the thing is too, that they do that shit. They've done that shit recently too. Like on going on other channels, like where I leave comments on and saying like, you know, like that you got to be careful with these MXBX dudes, or whatever the fuck they're called, like some trolls that like are running online, like, oh, you know, these Spanish cats like So I know he did that, like kind of like throwing me in the pool with these like fucking troll cats, some Mexican cats running around online. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like shiesty shit, bro. That's how these dudes get down, bro. Like on the internet, no less. Like, it's not that it's affecting me on a day-to-day level. Like, I'm having trolls like ride by my house, like, fucking but it's corny. It's very corny. And the thing is too, bro, you could bring anything my direction, bro. That shit ain't gonna do squat to me, bro. Like, we're good on this side. Very good on this side. Like, bro, like, I've been through real shit, bro. Your biggest like battle in life was surviving the pandemic, bro. Like, fucking your biggest battle in life was fucking making band like in high school or some shit. Like, fucking, or becoming an assistant manager at like Pet Boys before you got whatever crummy job you have now. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking, like, there's real shit happening over here, bro. Like, fucking, and at the end of the day, like, at times, like, like late, like the other day, like when I went to this Herb's channel, like to troll, that is me in a sense, like initiating shit. But I mean, like, but at the end of the day, his response is a bunch of bullshit, like making it seem like I was fronting on like fucking this fucking her Queen Louis. Like, I was the first one to call out Queen Louis. I still do. Fuck him. But the thing is that next down the line, who I was calling out, like your ass, like fucking, I'm still here faithfully, bro. Fucking holding the flag of fu, sir. You ain't shit, bro. And I mean, like, if you feel away, like if this is to anybody else, if you feel away because I'm popping shots at Sun, or I'm popping shots at stupid online habits, listen. If I had a cousin that was throwing money away like to stupid shit online, then I would be dissing my cousin. You know, I don't think that like that. I think that ultimately there's a lot of I'm not even that. I know for a certainty that there's dudes over there that like um never got questioned on no fucking dudes, or never got like pressed on no shit like that. And I know dudes, those same dudes, like if they asked them for any amount of money, like as far as like, oh, like even one time or like monthly, they would be like, yo, fuck you. Nobody can give you shit. Like, I know that's what it is. Like, and this is not from me knowing, like, or people telling me. I know there's real cats over there, bro. But you have this fembot, who's pretty much like, I'm not saying he's your main representative, but he has nothing as far as content goes, as far as anything to say, if it's not using y'all name, like that's his main thing. Like, oh, I'm looking for these dudes that are this in the like our group. I'm looking for these cats that are like, yo, them dudes like at the end of the day, bro, like the group's like the biggest. Like, these other cats that are running around, like, what are they doing? Like, they ain't fucking with you like that. Like, so what's your job? Like, you act like it's your job or some shit, bro. Like, fucking, like, that's your job title. Like, so your job title is basically instigating stuff online at a mass level. And lately, that job title has been instigating stuff with largely black people online. You know what I'm saying? But if when I like have when it suits this herb, like he'll associate me with like cats that are Mexican trolls online. But when it's you know but God forbid, I speak on an issue like and like really put it out there as for what it is. Like, one cat who is very fembot and very spicy, always trying to attack somebody else, largely brothers here on YouTube. You know what it is? And if we're not gonna carry BS into 2022, I mean, like, fucking, and how I keep it cooking, like, um, nobody's told Son like, yo, don't be mentioning that bullshit about Son. I'm pretty sure nobody's talked to him and said like, chill with Fauski, like, fucking at the very least, he's gonna let it be known like what it is. So I also expect that nobody come tell me like, chill. Ultimately, Jose R. Salute to you. Dorothy Hamilton, your dreams online. You fucking bot whore. Pardon me, friends. I hope that was the real BFTV, bro. Like, cause I got much love for BFTV, bro. And if you're still listening, BFTV too, you know what it is, bro. I've never talked to you offline. I've reached out to you offline. Like, I mean, whether you got it or not, I don't know. But and this was before. But I've been one of the biggest cheerleaders of the Gravedigger, bro. Like fucking, I knew you were gonna be a sensation as soon as I heard you. I think he has the most fantastic boxing channel online, bar none. Like I mean, like the very reminiscent of another channel that's taken over right now too. But as far as laying shit out like and knowing history in boxing, like that's a very underrated skill from this man's channel. You know what I'm saying? I've always shown mad love to BFTV, and BFTV's always shown me love. Like when I've come through to his channel, I don't got an issue with the man one iota, and I think he's fantastic at what he does. And I mean, I wouldn't put anything past anybody, but even if he popped a shot in my direction, I know it's not coming from a real place, and I wouldn't even care. Like I'd be thankful because he'd be sending some subs in my direction, but I got nothing for love for Duke, like one iota, like fucking, and he's out like from my direction too, where I live now, you know, that man's fantastic as far as creating content. At the end of the day, that's what we all do here, there's no easy route to doing this shit, like fucking as far as like trying to um get yourself some fanfare on YouTube. Like I'm finding that out myself. I've never tried to go the easy route because frankly, I don't give a shit. Like ultimately, like this channel could keel over tomorrow and fucking I'm gonna drink coffee and take dumps like fucking whatever day tomorrow is. I meant to say like, coffee this channel could keel over and die like Monday and then I'd be drinking coffee Tuesday. I missed it. But there's some dudes that ultimately are just nasty at what they do here, and he's one of them. And there's a lot of dudes over there. I don't even want to like name cats like either because God forbid, like, oh, they're gonna take screenshots. They're gonna take screenshots and spread it, like fucking But there's mad dudes I would show like love to too. But I don't want to like put people like in a swampy situation. You see, because I knew dude was funny because Foul Player said what's up, right? So I seen it. I took a screenshot of that. A Foul Player saying what's up, right? And then this dude didn't even say nothing back to him. He said what it is, Foul Player. I knew it. He's a spy. He's a spy, fence, man. Like that's how these dudes talk online. Like I gotta stop with the impressions too, because I like some of them are corny as fuck, but these dudes really do get minus the theatrics. Who knows though? Could I see son like doing the theatrics and crying or saying that he would like live and die? I actually have heard him say shit like I would die for my brothers. I would die for my brothers that I met online. I would die for any of you guys. Shout out to you. Pardon me. Let me see. Oh shit, I didn't even know y'all were in the chat like that, bro. Yeah, what it is, Southpaw? I just saw the reference to you too, bro. The my man's take them damn sunglasses off in the box. Who you think you is? Ray Charles. Now I'm trying to front, bro. These are one of the only items that I have that's worth money. What you mean, Mexican trolls? Who's that? Oh no, what I meant by that, Mr. David Morrell Jr., the Destroyer. There's a group of cats that go online, and I ended up finding this out like recently, like that go online like to put like to jump on like a stream. So for instance, if I put like a link out like for a channel, like somebody else would come online and like use like a profile picture of like a hairy twat or something, and then that channel gets like a strike, and this is like, I may be providing fucking content for one of these trolls as we speak. Who cares? But it is what it is. Like I ain't know like of these dudes' existence until recently. But and the only reason I mentioned those cats, I mean, because I've seen them in action, one, and two, because like some asshole was trying to associate me with those cats because I'm Puerto Rican. So naturally, every Latin cat that comes on YouTube boxing comes online to troll certain cats, or like I've been leading them from behind the scenes. We have meetings in my house, like fucking I have these trolls over for dinner and fucking direct them as to what channels to go to. Meanwhile, I barely know how to fucking add like a thumbnail on my shit. I may not have added a thumbnail on this fucking video. Who cares? But dudes online are let me see. That might have been it. Yeah, something like that. I think they said like BMX or something like that. It might be. So it's a. I know it has an M and an X in the name. My man's get on Jesse Smollett Jack on. I don't know what you mean, bro. But they not Mexicans, but bro, they some British kids faking to be Mexicans. It's probably you're probably right. I mean, like one cat came onto my channel one time. I mean, like he had like a San Diego hat. Like I saw him like in the little like side screen before I put him on. Um, maybe he was fronting like to try to look like he was Latin. Who knows though? I don't know. Like I mean, like people like do people run a whole fucking extra life like to just troll like in a with one account and like fucking live like with another? They probably do. I mean, like fucking sitting around the fucking underwear and a laptop on bed all day, like fucking. But see, I'm a virgin in these senses, bro. I like like I barely knew like about like the existence of trolls or gave a shit about it. Still don't. I seen one of them. I seen one of them off camera. It was a white kid. It could be. It could be. This cat, he wasn't showing like his whole grill. He was showing like a blue San Diego hat. It looked like he was like in a garage or some shit. Um, which like if you got a garage, like you're not like I'm not dissing those Spanish cats. I'm fucking Puerto Rican, but I never had no fucking garage until I had my own house. You know what I'm saying? Like in the hood, especially them like it looked like a decent garage. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want nobody to come in. What motherfucker can't have no Latin motherfucker can't have no garage? No, like fucking. I never had cable like fucking when I was a kid, like fucking. Let alone a garage. But it didn't seem like some gun hole like Mexican um kid with a garage, no less. I heard about them kids weird trolling on other streamers. Yeah, they have, man. Like, and now, I mean, like, but who cares though? I mean, like, you got like legit dudes that troll here on YouTube that have like legit channels, like, fuck, or at least they think they're legit channels. You know, but I can't do nothing about them trolls. I could do something about certain people, or at least make it really hard on certain people, like fucking And if I feel like doing it, then I'm doing it. Big deal. Like if I see something corny, I always call it out, bro. Like fucking especially on like people that I have love for, or especially my people. At the end of the day, bro, that's another thing too. Like you hear a lot of cats like when it suits them, they be like, oh, our brown brothers. Like fucking, I never call myself brown one day in my life, bro. That's some fucking Cali shit, like fucking. But or you hear other cats like but if like if you say some shit that may relate to like fucking anything that sounds like fucking like yourself, like then like they throw it against you, like how these Latin cats get down, they don't like the brothers, like yo, like fucking I'm a pretty straight up dude, bro, like, and I never consider myself like like I'm a New York like Puerto Rican, like New York Puerto Ricans by and large, bro, like we're the straight up like we're part of the hood, like fucking and it's not no Puerto Ricans only fuck with Puerto Ricans, like, because that's not how New York is. Never been that way. Never got down that way, like, and I came up in like real New York, 80s New York, 90s New York, early 2000s New York, you know, and it's never been that kind of party. Maybe in jail, like, I mean, people split up into their little factions, but like in New York, like, it's never that kind of party. All these like little like offshoot like black or supposedly nationalistic religions like Israelites, God bodies, that's all like Puerto Rican black cats, like, in every one of those outfits. Like that's religious people. Like, that's people that say there's nobody else that may enter this religion except these races. I mean, like, it's by and large pretty much all Latin cats and like black cats. And that's like a real, like, that started in New York shit. And that's always going to be centralized in New York as far as like Israelites and Nation of Gods and Earths, or, black Muslims, or like, non-Arabic Muslims, Philly and New York, like top spots, and that's always how I grew up. Like, these like country ass dudes, like, this dude, like I am a will, like, they're those are Hicks, bro. Like, there's nothing going on where they live, like, except like, Section 8 shit, like fucking bunch of herbs, like, or if there are some real cats out there, like fucking this dude ain't one of them. Never was one of them, never was around them, like, or he probably is a suburbanite, coming up. Like, he grew up a suburbanite, with his pops around, like fucking playing catch, or his dad probably played the flute and shit, you know. But where I come up, there was never a distinction. And I don't come online um like acting like there's that distinction. And I don't come online like a fucking yuppie either. Like, I don't see color. Like, nah, fucking race, color exists, bro. Like, fucking big deal. Like, what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna bitch about it? Like, or we like, you're gonna get the fuck out of it. Everything that comes your way because of how you look or like what your last name is always gonna come your way. And there's always gonna be different variations that come your way. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna lay down and say, oh well, these motherfuckers are always doing this shit to us, or you're gonna get the fuck out of it. I know it's hard, bro, but God sometimes makes hard situations to make you hard. Pause. But this world is very tough. It is what it is. And I lament, like, with the conditions at times that we're in, like, as far as minorities in this country. But you got to take control of like where the man may throw you or may try to throw you. Do you want to just have to submit here and there, like fucking because of God knows what, because of your job or because of your financial condition, or do you want to set yourself up to get the fuck out of the condition that you're in? Fucking we shit on like fucking suggestions of how to get out of our condition, like fucking my bad, bro. I ain't reading the fucking comments, bro. Is New York mostly Puerto Ricans in there, Latinos? Um, it used to be, but in the last like 10 years, 15 years, like in my hood, like my hood is like the most Mexican neighborhood in all New York. It's called Sunset Park, but it wasn't like that like 15 years ago. Like there was a couple, like some of the first Mexican cats that moved into that neighborhood. Like I was cool with, like Gato, my man Danny, and these are the dudes like legit, like Sunset cats. But like, and there were some of the first Mexican cats that I've seen from Sunset, but that was probably like early 90s, and there was like just them. But now, like, there's more like Mexican dudes in my neighborhood by far. But they have some Puerto Ricans, they have a lot of Dominicans now, and there's a lot of Mexicans now. There's a lot of Mexicans in the Bronx, in Washington Heights, they got a lot of Mexicans now. And in my neighborhood and some other neighborhoods in Brooklyn, Coney Island, Sheepshead Bay, Bensonhurst, like, so it's a mixed bag. But I mean, like, there's still the Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York. A lot of them cats that come in, yeah, they're from New York, but they're from out of town too, because that's like a worldwide event, like type deal. And that's an ill ass parade too. I didn't know there were Mexicans in New York. Yeah, yeah, bro. There's a lot, like there's a ton, bro. I want to do some content about some of the Mexican. Yeah, I'll put that out later. Like as far as some of the crews, like from where I live, you heard Reggie Flamin, I Am Ill Will saying he was proud paying fees to be the LBC. Well, no, if you actually go to I Am Ill Will's last video or his live video, there's one that I actually commented on like really early, like when he started the live stream, and I actually mentioned the fact that 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 he took out a more refinanced his house to pay dues, and he was saying it proud as fuck too. He was like, "You don't know what that does for my channel," like something along those lines. But he thought it was like roasting me, like fucking with his corny responses. But like it was like him dissing himself. Like he's like, "I pay those fees," like he's like proud of it. Like, but he knows I was hurting him though. Has he said anything to you back? Yeah, he does. Like, but he be lying though. Like the thing is, like, I mean, it's not like he constantly lies, but like he said one thing about me in the past, like that. And I actually called him on the phone, like, and I recorded it too. This was like probably like 2 years ago when I recorded him. But he was saying that I was calling him like scared of like this other like fucking cornball that they used to run with, like some other cat that he was all up his nuts. His name was like King Louis. Like that dude IMLO used to sweat this dude, bro. Like, oh, that's my brother. That's my brother. And like when he stopped talking to him, he was like here on YouTube too. I think he made up taking that video down. This is when I used to like sort of listen to his channel. But he's like, I can't believe my brother would diss me now like this. Like, like, but he was all up that dude's ass. And like he was basically saying that I was like calling him like to try to get that dude off me. And like I mean, like I have my man's Michael Johnson boxing talking more here. I don't want to put you on blast, bro, but you here. Let me see. Why? Wait. So how did this started though? No, I'm telling you right now. This was like a while back. Like 7 people watching in the back. Wow. Like salute y'all. Like and thanks for and come on back on the other time. But you know like Michael MJ. I mean like he's not in this like one iota, but at least he'll tell like he's seen like me trying to make inroads to like try to contact people. I don't like run from anybody. Like why? But this started like mainly because like those dudes like or like that dude IML Will was all that dude King Louis ass, like some other guy that used to be like the biggest LDBC like cheerleader. But that dude was corrosive as fuck. Like I don't know what he did, but ultimately I was torturing him even before he like got kicked out of the LDBC. He probably got kicked out for like starting shit all the time because he used to start shit all the time. From what I know of it, they were gonna give that dude I am Will the boot too, from the LWC. He probably refinanced his house the first time, and probably he was probably the first one to pay dues, but that was a little while back. Then from there on, like I mean, like every here and there, like like he would see me like in somebody's chat, and like if I would like say something in somebody else's chat, like that was like the LVC or like kind of associated with him, like if I would say like stuff about Errol Spence, which I've been saying all the time, like in the last like year or two, like one time, like he started like popping shots at me, like while I was in the chat, like oh this motherfucker, like because he thought he was in a safe space. But the thing is that all those dudes, pretty for the most part, fuck with me. But he thought he was in a safe space, and he started like taking like little pop shots at me like in the chat, like this motherfucker thinks I don't know what he said, honestly, who cares? But he him to take pop shots at me, like, like him to me. That's what I'm like thinking. So I actually jumped on that channel. And I'll say it out there now. It was a Cali Enigmas channel. And I was like, yo, like, and I want to see what it was. But he like jumped on that same link too. And like then he started like he jumped ahead of me and started like making shit up again, like fucking So I mean, honestly, like to me, it's not like he's like a major factor or like fucking I lose sleep over this dude or I'm starting to smoke Newport hundreds because of this clown ass dude's like. But at the end of the day, like he's wreck. Like I don't know if you guys ever heard the term wreck. Like it's like somebody to catch wreck on. Like, and that's what I'm gonna do. Like from here on out, like here and there, like if I wake up on the wrong side of bed, like fucking I'm just gonna keep popping shots at him, like because he continues to use a lie about me, like essentially. Like it is what it is. I mean, like and before, like, trying to think if that dude King Louis lied about me too. He probably did. No, he did too. He said that I called. He said that I because I actually put out like my address where I used to chill at, like on I chill at like on the like comments of some shit. And he said that I put like an address for like the precinct like of my neighborhood. Like I would know like the fucking like precinct. And I'm not gonna put the address out now, but I'll put it like this. The address I gave out was on 6th Avenue in my neighborhood. And there's no fucking precinct on 6th Avenue in my neighborhood. And I would give the address again, like fucking but who cares? But it's just that how these dudes roll online, bro. Like they're all about like supposedly doing all this like street kind of stuff, like and then bring it like to YouTube. But like that's like the most like unstreet like shit. Like saying that somebody else gave like a rival the address of a fucking police precinct. Like seriously? Seriously. Like I'm not gonna like I'm gonna do that like and then put my face out here like the following day, like, not thinking that somebody could just Google a fucking address and like it would be a police precinct. Like, and I actually put that like in the chat, like so it's like written, like yeah. But that's how these dudes are. Like they invent anything, like inventing the fact that I'm like over here like begging people like to get another dude like like out of his crosshairs. Are you serious? Like that like inventing it though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the spiteful part. But I mean, like, am I like butthurt about that? No. But being that, I could use him as my rec, if I want to, like, I mean, like, and I want to smack him around this platform, why not? And if anybody has an issue with it, bro, like, and on top of that too, I mean, like, all the other shit about like dudes and all that shit, I can speak on what the fuck I want, bro. Like if you got an issue with it, bro, like fucking. And at the end of the day, I fuck with a lot of people over there, so I'm speaking like for them that may be disenfranchised by that whole issue. If you got an issue with that, bro, like fucking, it is what it is. You could make a video about me. I don't care. I don't got an issue with you, or like you could diss me or like fucking torch me behind my back. Like I'm not doing that shit to try to dismantle something that's productive. It's not productive. It's it's corrosive and it's been in a sense popping shots in my direction. So it is what it is. If you were to like do something to one of me and mine's and I were to roll up and like try to do something to you and I see one of my friends there like fucking, I'm gonna say, oh, he's cool, he's my friend, like fucking no, not one iota. Everybody gets, but I'm not even on that kind of party. But I mean, I can speak on whatever the fuck I want to speak on. Again, the dude shit is corny. Period. There's no way you could translate it. And honestly, like if you want to have your cheerleader give it the explanation that he did in his own live stream, I am a will. The explanation that he gave is corny as fuck. It's worse than what people described it as to me. So I mean, like I'm not the problem here. I'm not extracting bread. Like stop speaking on the LWC movie. I'm not speaking on them, bro. I'm speaking on unfair taxing that's happening online. If they're doing it, they're doing it. But it's not taking pop shots. I mean, honestly, if anybody's like throwing up bread in those situations, bro, like I'm okay. Like if I were to throw, I don't know what these terms are, but per se, if it was like 20 dents, I'm okay to fucking give 20 dents. Anything you see in these fucking walls is probably worth more than 20 dents. And I break shit like this all the time. But a lot of people that are throwing that bread out don't have the means. I'm not bringing that up to try to cause division. It is what it is, bro. Like fucking, I'd be bitching about giving $20 a month away. Period. I just did the ill food shopping, like 4 shopping carts deep, and that shit was $40. So to draw out $20 even, which I don't know what it is, but that's not a good look. And honestly, again, I wouldn't even know about it being an issue like that. Like had like fucking partially because Will blowing up about it. Like, oh, we ain't paying this fucking, we ain't paying it. It's not dues. You see, because it works. You don't know how it works. People give you love and you give them love. It's not dues. Like shut up. Like if y'all doing that behind the scenes, do that shit behind the scenes, bro. You have this cornball out here fucking like making y'all look cringy, like fucking not dissing y'all. And I don't even know like East Side, Austin 6. I don't even know who you are, Duke. Like, and a lot of people like I mean, you may be new to YouTube boxing as far as watching goes, but respectfully, like I mean, I've been around those content creators for many years, and again, I got love for a lot of those content creators. In fact, some of those content creators are my favorite content creators. Some of those content creators are what inspired me to come on to YouTube. So it's not like me popping shots at everybody, but am I gonna pop shots at a practice? Like all right, I'm not like let me not use dudes as a example, but I'll use another example. See, I was gonna be really grimy and say a different example, like which would hit the mark, but I'm not. But if it was trying to think of good examples that don't have to do with money. I can't really give a good one. It's just whack though. I mean, honestly, like yo, if your grandma was giving money to church, like, and she ain't have it like that, are you gonna say like yo, chill, like or like are you gonna just let her throw it at the church? I mean, this is not like the church. It's fucking YouTube boxing at the end of the day. Period. It's no crew. It's no fucking gang. Like, it's just fucking YouTube. When Spence, let me see. Damn, he said he's gonna smack your glasses off. Who? When Spence and Crawford happen, keep some of the same energy on the. I'm sorry. When Spence and Crawford happen, keep that same energy on at the fights. I'm not going to those fights, bro. Like fucking that's like a den of fucking disease and fucking vaccinations, bro. No, thank you. I'm probably not going to these fights ever again. I mean, honestly, if it was like the Ortiz, what do you call it? Charles Martin joint, like if they had like a fight in person there, like fucking I mean, I'd go to like a smaller joint like that, like fucking, and it's not because I'm broke. I support my fighters. I support my fighters by paying $700 to get mid-level tickets. Like, no, I'm fucking just not interested anymore. Not interested in a lot of things anymore. Like fucking sucks when you're getting old. Let me see. And as far as like keep the same energy on at the fights, bro, I go to these fights solo, dolo, sometimes with a bunch of shit on that looks very enticing to the eye. Or if I'm rolling, I usually go one deep. Like, and God forbid, like somebody approaches me like fucking Because I mean, I wouldn't keep that same energy. Be a lot worse. Is there really new VIMs? I mean, is there really new virus going on now? Um, honestly, doggy, I don't think so. And this is the shit that we should be discussing, bro. Not no fucking. You see, Buddy's not black because he resigned with Bob Harriman. You see, like, no, that's fucking corny shit, bro. Like, I mean, like, there's some of y'all like that are out here now, like that fucking your job is busting your chops about some bullshit. Or there's some of y'all now that have probably passed a line of motherfuckers getting tested for this bullshit that's happening now. Like, fucking, that's real shit, bro. Like, cause in New York City right now, like the other day, like 2 days ago, in the 75th precinct, which I think is fucking East New York. I mean, some cops fucking that are on YouTube boxing could let me know more correctly, but I'm going offhand. I think it's East New York. But they just arrested a whole grip of dudes in Burger King in East New York because they try to get food without, and they didn't want to show their card, which you got to show in New York restaurants, and they locked them all up. And the thing is that in New York, the people that don't want to go for that card are, by and large, like black and Spanish cats. But then these motherfuckers like want to be out here like fucking making it seem like, you know, that you hate black people because you don't root for Errol Spence. Like, my man, shut the fuck up, bro. Like you get like this, like your manager from fucking whatever section you work at in fucking your little bank teller place, like Willie Boy, like fucking probably said racist shit to you tons of times, and you probably took that shit and smiled. You're hoish, you know. But there's real shit happening out here. Not no fucking all. I I gotta live and die by these boxes. I support all of my boxes. 75.99. That's an event. It's August. Let me see. Yeah, so but honestly, I think there might be like a low touch virus going on. Cause I know of like mad dudes that have gotten it, but I don't think that shit's like a big deal, like the one that's going around now. And I think that they're giving it like assholes keep getting tested left and right. Honestly, I sometimes think that people get tested just to try to be down, like just to try to be a part of something. I was talking to my wife about that shit. So like, motherfuckers got together like New Year's and Christmas, started getting a little sick, like fucking like you always do in the winter. Then get tested because they're giving out fucking tests left and right, and assholes keep lining up for the test. And the tests are probably coming out and saying positive, 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 like for every asshole that got a fucking runny nose. But I mean, honest, like, but um, I don't know if it's causing pandemonium. And I put a video out earlier, YouTube short, and I hope you go check it out, of the store by me today. There was no water, zero. I did end up bagging some water, like fucking. Actually, it's right there if you guys could. Bloosh, the power stash of water. But I did end up bagging some water, but I had to travel for it. But I don't know if like there's some shit like fucking like that supply shit, like where fucking certain cats or certain stores aren't carrying shit no more. That's legit shit, bro. Like, don't let like these herbs like fucking are out here like, you know, fronting like, oh, I don't do the shopping, but I just get the first thing I get. Like, then you're an idiot if you shop in that fashion. I shop for everything that comes into this house, like food wise and all that shit. And like I always lately have seen a lot of shit on the shelves and all that shit that's been missing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's real shit. Because I mean, like the store that I shop at, like a lot of cats from Newark go to that store. You know, if they don't have food there, like for 2 days, like motherfuckers out here gonna be assed out, really assed out, like fucking that's real shit. Or being forced to do something you don't want to do, like it's happening like to a lot of cats in New York, black cats and Latin cats in New York. You know, that's real shit. Real shit. Like fucking these herbs online, bro, like fucking at the end of the day, bro, like they ain't about shit. If they're trying to collect bread at a time like this, especially, bro, because there might be cats that fucking say, like, yo, listen, as far as work goes, like, you know, I'm not gonna break down and do something I don't want to. I'm not working. Like, what if somebody who's in that predicament feels like, you know, if I don't keep giving money to this thing online, then they're probably gonna say like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Or like they're gonna like look at you funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, so fucking, I'm speaking on their behalf because a lot of cats that have reached out to me, have have shown me love or gave me kudos for speaking how I've been speaking about certain things online. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking it is what it is, bro. Let me see. Them cats really get emotional. Like if those fighters care about them, yeah, they really don't, man. I mean, like and we like honestly too. Like when I say about Debo and fights online, as far as via streaming, um, like some cats will get on here and say, "Oh, well, I don't want to not support a fighter." Like nah, bro. But these fighters are acting very extra, and like right now we have a market of a lot of these fighters acting super extra. So we punish them at the box office, bro. It is what it is. The fuck out of here, bro. Like that these dudes don't get like exceptional treatment. Like anybody like trying to play you out in the real world, like I mean, like, and you have a choice of in turn playing them by taking bread out their pocket. You better believe it. You better be doing it. And especially if you're broke like I'm broke, like fucking don't leave anything on the table. Period. Like, and these dudes do get emotional, and it's because like honestly, is because right now, like people aren't like they know what it is. Like the business is turning into wait. Like maybe a fighter fights once a year or twice a year at most. They know what it is. Like so they want to like they can't really sell fights on YouTube boxing, so they want to sell brotherhood on YouTube boxing. Fucking apparently, you should be happy that cats are watching you on YouTube, or you should be happy that cats even give a shit about this fucking sport. Asking motherfuckers to pay for the benefit of being among other cats that are happy to be watching the sport. Get out of here, bro. And another thing too, bro, if it's like, I mean, from my understanding from Jump Street, correct me if I'm fucking wrong, but as far as like me even knowing the existence of this cats, it was always as far as the advancement of fucking fighters that were unheralded. So don't you want to make like don't you want to bring in more cats that think these fighters are unheralded, like fucking online? Like why y'all spicing the game up like to fucking try to charge dudes to be down with like fucking shit online, like that's giving credit to fighters that aren't getting credit. Like who else does that? You know what I'm saying? Like and as far as like, again, if and I'm thinking as I go along, like fucking as far as like um forgot what I was gonna say. Whatever. But I can speak on whatever the fuck I want, bro. Like, period. And at the end of the day, I mean, like, I'd tamper it down if fucking they took my advice and give homie the boot, but they ain't gonna give homie the boot, bro. He's probably like fucking he probably already put his house down or some shit as collateral, like, or a piece of shit fucking Dodge, like fucking and they probably feel compelled. But that's tough shit. I mean, like fucking homie take shots at me, bro. Like fucking I take shots at whoever. It is what it is. Like, and it's not even shots. If it's true, it's true. Facts are facts, bro. Like fucking if you feel a certain way about facts, I mean, it's tough shit. Like fucking it is what it is. I'm a short, like fucking fat Puerto Rican motherfucker. Nothing's gonna change that. Well, I'm not gonna be fat for long. Fucking holidays. Booze and fucking bakery shit. But am I but you can't get mad of certain things, especially when I'm calling them out. And you gotta expect me to call them out. Like the new leaf in 2022, like fucking. But and if you're bringing Venom my way or like Homeboy is like fucking, what do you want me to do? Let me get out of here though, bro. I fucking went 20 minutes past my time that I had slotted. But again, man, I got no drama. Like fucking except with who I name. Like I mean, like if you feel like, me criticizing a practice is a drama in your direction, too bad. I mean, like, if I was speaking about pastors fucking jipping people, like, fucking nobody would bat an eye, except for the congregants who are dick riding that pastor. I mean, like, fucking, if this advice from me could get you off of a dick riding in 2022, I think it's time well spent for you to be listening to me. But with that, I hope you guys again have a wonderful evening and a wonderful 2022. Love, life, liberty, peace.